On day 2 is our train. I'm using 2 strands of black, and you want to keep your stitches here as close together as possible. I'm just using a satin stitch the whole way across, and then I work around the wheels. Take your time with your needle to make sure that you are coming up as close to the previous stitch as possible. And I start with the whole body of this train, and then I'm going to move over to the smokestack, still using the satin stitch all the way up to the top. And then I'm going to change directions after this little part at the back, and we'll do these in between lines to go around the windows and then across at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to switch to one strand, just one strand here for the 2 sides and the lines between. And then we're going to use this for the wheels as well. So this is just a series of straight stitches the whole way across until you fill in the wheel. And then we're going to do small back stitches in between each of these spokes to create the outer edge of the wheel. Back stitch again for this tiny wheel. And if it looks like a V, you're going to come up just inside that first stitch, loop your thread over and go down on the other side of that and pull it tight. This is called couching, and it just moves the strand in the direction you want to go. Now for the French knot, we come up through the thread, go around it twice with your needle, hold the little wraps with your other finger, press the needle back down into the fabric and slowly let that go, and that will create your little knot. And then our back stitches again for this wheel. Straight stitches here with one strand across the top and across the bottom. And then I'm going to take the gold diamond thread. I just had this laying around, and you can use any color you want here. I just used a couple straight stitches for the front part, and then I go across the smokestack here, and I pull the thread across so I can make sure I'm making a straight line, and then I know where to insert my needle so that the line stays straight. And then I did little straight stitches as well for this bell, just at an angle until that was filled out. Then for the last part, I'm just going to take the 844 gray color, and I'm going to make these tiny little accent lines in the middle of the train. You can check your guide for where we're placing those. And I just do 2 little stitches here for reflections. And then I also did this as a running stitch for the smoke. And again, I only used 1 strand. And they're just simple little stitches. And there is our little train. Don't worry, this is the trickiest part.